part of the Press Play Podcast Network.
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. It's over. It's over. Cleveland is a city of champions once again. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
That sound means it's time for Cavs on the Break NBA podcast, part of the Press Play Podcast Network. I'm your host, Chase Smith, and with me, Sam Amico, John Sabol. Guys, what a fun day here at the Rock. Sam, you've reclaimed it.
I don't know about that, but by golly, by December, January, yeah.
Well, I think anywhere you nap, I think that means yes.
Yeah, I was actually working, and John and Chase, just so our listeners know, assumed I was off napping when I was actually doing some work.
You were
very little
very
work.
Hard.
Very little.
Very hard. Though you weren't working as hard as John Sabol, who was doing multiple things at once here, John. You're getting players to be interviewed. You're doing remote spots. You're just all over the place. What don't you do?
Take naps like Sam.
I'll teach you.
So
Sam has a corner here in the
he does.
in the Rock where he always goes.
So the day started. We heard from Kobe Altman by himself up at the table. He made a statement about his little off-season, situation that he had, and then Coach came up, and I thought they gave a lot of information. I mean, I thought that you guys asked the best questions. I'm not trying to put anyone down, but you guys. You also got a shout. Say, great question, John. They gave you props with your question.
I don't know who was that.
That was Coach.
Was that?
I can't remember.
Yeah, Coach said that's a great question. You asked a great question.
Is it Kobe?
Is it probably
Kobe.
Yeah.
My photographer Sean Forster here from Fox 8.
Shouts to Sean Forster.
Sean, yes, good job for remembering. He's the one that the whole day's been a blur. We've interviewed so many people.
Here's what I took away from their time on the platform. Mobley's going to be a main point of this new offensive system,
right?
And Coach said very easily could average a triple double. I mean, that is MVP like expectations there, and I know they talked about expectations, but I mean, how can you not be in the MVP conversation if you're almost averaging a triple double?
Well, yeah, I think that's really aiming high because Mobley's not necessarily a great. Yeah, but I know he said it, but I just think that's aiming really high when you have two guys on your team who are going to dominate the basketball and should dominate the basketball. Although Mobley this year, you want him to take that next step. We heard Tristan Thompson talk about it. Tristan Thompson said, Mobley has potential to be a Chris Bosh and Anthony Davis, and this is the year that he's got to make that move. And Tristan kind of said, part of the reason I'm here is to help push him to that level. So I think that with Mobley, he really is the key. You know what you're going to get from Mitchell. You know what you're going to get from Garland.
Yes.
Theoretically, you know what you'll get from Jared Allen.
Are.
Right.
We're still waiting to see John.
Waiting to see what Evan Mobley, if he can kind of hit that.
On our way up this morning, we drove together. I know it makes you a little jealous.
You had a sleepover too.
This team will only go as far and as high as Evan Mobley goes. Do you think that's fair?
I think it's fair. I think it's also something that I feel like we talked about this time last year.
Yep.
Because those expectations and those projections of Evan Mobley were always so high, and he had a little letdown at times. And but the ceiling is still very high on him. And I think the biggest thing, if you talk about the strength and being stronger with the mental aspect of the game, but also his shooting. That's the biggest thing I'm curious to see is how improved has his shooting been in the offseason. Did he work on that?
Yeah. They must have listened to all my Point Mobley
talk. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
He's going to get the triple-double.
But beyond that, I mean, there's been so many topics here. You talk about getting bounced by the Knicks. The Cavs going to be stronger. They're going to be more physical. And I thought it was interesting that J.B. Bickerstaff shot that narrative down that, we weren't soft. We just we were still physical. We just ran into a stronger team, which is a really interesting way of putting it. And I don't necessarily disagree with him, but you got to match that. And they didn't do that. And now this year, let's see if they did get bigger and with these new roster guys, if that's going to be a big change.
So let me ask you, what is the headline from today's media day? What is the headline? You don't get to think. Maybe Sam gets to think a little bit.
Well, I think there's multiple headlines. I don't think there's this one theme.
Yeah.
Because I think the Donovan Mitchell contract thing is always going to hover. I think the Kobe Altman off the court issue was
present. It was there.
Present. I think it's just trying to get back to the playoffs, but take that next step.
Yeah.
We were here last year. Kobe Altman didn't put a expectation on them last year, and I asked him that today, and he basically said that I want you to ask the players. We're not going to put a ceiling on this. So I think that whole idea of where they want to go is changed a little bit this year because now they've had that taste of playoffs, and he's not going to put a ceiling on them or an expectation to put pressure on them. So I think it's up to the players to figure out how and far where they want to go.
I was standing in the back when you asked him that, and he's like, good question. That's a great question. And here's what he said. He said ask the players, but then he said, we want to develop winning habits. The season matters. He talked about how the season matters. We want to develop winning habits every day and then to see playoff success are the two things that he mentioned. Sam, what are some takeaways?
That was the thing that stuck out to me was he said that because you do think about the regular season doesn't matter that much, but that was the first thing he said. He said, people say that. I disagree because we're going to use that for a larger goal. We're going to use the regular season, so every day matters, practice the regular season for us because, when LeBron James is here, the regular season doesn't really matter. You just want to keep from getting injured. You get into the playoffs as a number 7 seed, you could go to the finals. Yeah. This team is different. It's not built that way. So the regular season is very important to develop good habits and get into winning habits and develop a right mindset. So to me, that's kind of what the headline was every moment of the season is important because this team is expecting to go further than the first round of the playoffs.
And I also think, too, to piggyback on what Sam said, too, I think the fact that Donovan Mitchell played an active role in recruiting Max Strus and George Niang.
Yeah. And they both
huge.
mentioned that in our – well, I didn't talk to Strus, but Niang talked about that.
Right, and I think that was big. That's he wants to be here, he says, and the fact that he called them and convinced them and talked with them about coming to Cleveland is all I think all you need to know about what Donovan wants in this season and maybe even beyond, too. Another
takeaway that I had was, and it was kind of just briefly mentioned, he said that Evan Mobley is on a nutrition plan. And even at 22, he is taking care of his body, just kind of elevating his game. And it seems like that's what they're looking to do with this season is elevate what they built last year, build up on that, build this winning culture, and continue to develop this young core and keep them together. To have a team that plays together, sticks around 3-4 years, I think is pretty unique in today's NBA. And you have a really strong chance and possibility to build something really special here in Cleveland. I think the players feel that. The people coming in, they feel that cohesiveness. We talked about chemistry a lot last year and how it was just so evident at Media Day last year how chemistry was a big deal. The chemistry is set. The culture is set. Players are coming in not to change the culture, to be a part of this culture. And that's been a big change, at least just in the conversations with the players this year, is there's a culture set. There is an obvious core here. They are coming in to add to that, to build what happened last year, and to really make something special here, Sam.
Yeah, and the nice thing is you look at it on paper. On paper, they're a better team than they were last season because they added additional. I think that they upgraded. Niang's better than Lamar Stevens.
That hurts.
Max Strus is better than Chetty.
That I will agree with.
I think Ty Jerome is kind of a ringer or X factor. It's like, how is this guy going to play? Because they're going to need somebody to play off the bench and handle the ball and provide outside shooting with Rubio out. Right. So Ricky struggled last year, understandably so, coming back from knee injury. So you're looking for somebody to fill that role and come in and provide a spark off the bench. And I think Ty Jerome could be one of those guys along with Niang.
Well, don't forget Tristan Thompson's now here. I know he's not the TT of old, but they brought him in here for one reason: experience. Have that veteran experience
and to get
here.
Lopez off
and Lopez was, I hate to say it, nothing more than a mascot during his time last year.
No, I love to say it.
There you go. But so you have Tristan Thompson back, who is now giving you an extra person there to give you veteran experience. I mean, we forget he's 32, and people act like Tristan Thompson's 42.
Well, when you look at the roster, you can see their date of birth. There's an obvious outlier in all the years. It's like 99, 2000, 1991. Yeah. I mean, it's very obvious that, this different. I mean, he played in the Western Conference Finals last year. I mean, they mentioned that from the platform, so he still can play. But I think if he's playing meaningful minutes here in
then we got
March
problems.
or April, then.
But it's still an upgrade. over what we had with Lopez.
Well, you're going to want to rest. You can't play Jared Allen and Evan Mobley super heavy minutes. You run risk of injury during the regular season. So you've got to use these guys, Damian Jones,
but it's a
Tristan.
7-8 player game in the playoffs, and so he's not going to be one of
Sure,
those.
yeah. I mean, unless you wouldn't think so. But during the regular season, if you want it to be a 7 or 8 player game, you've got to figure out who those 8 are by the time you get there. Because
That's true.
You know what? Who's one guy on this team who's won a title?
Tristan Thompson.
Right.
Sam Merrill.
And that's...
But Sam Merrill did. He was with the Bucks.
That's right.
We learned that
he won a
today.
championship.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he mentioned that in our
that he has a ring.
Yeah.
He would have been the only guy here with a ring if they
No, he has a ring for the Bucks and for Summer League. He has 2 rings.
Oh, don't get Sabol started on the Summer League.
Well, I bit my tongue talking about it with him, and I didn't want to, what's the saying, poo-poo in his cereal or whatever. But he was saying the company that made the ring for the Summer League was the same company that made their Milwaukee Bucks championship ring.
Listen, the players were proud of that championship. We have a lot of young, good talent, and a lot of them are going to be seeing minutes at the G League, and everyone's super excited. Now, I don't think they would say anything else to us, but I think that's like a legit thing, and all of a sudden you start looking at how in Cleveland, the Guardians have a lot of young talent and a lot of really good farm system, and if the Cavs can develop a system where if there is a catastrophic injury and they can pull someone up that doesn't, it's not a completely wreck without someone, then that's the part of that culture that they talked about building from last year.
Yeah,
is getting those players that can do that.
And not only that, but when you look at the way this roster is constructed, yes, they're better, but I think the biggest thing too is they're deeper.
Yes,
the depth was an issue against the Knicks
on paper.
Yeah, and I think they filled all those holes that they needed. They filled on size, they filled it on shooting, they filled it on experience. Now you guys just got to play the game. Now you got to see what's going to happen. And guess what? The division, even though divisional play in the NBA is silly because it doesn't matter, but the division in the East has got a whole lot harder with Damian Lillard traded to the Bucks, and they know it.
Yes. Yeah, so we were able to interview. I'm going to kind of go down the list here of who we were able to talk here at the table. Dean Wade, Pete Nance, Sharif Cooper, Imoni Bates, Isaiah Mobley, Ty Jerome, George Niang, Sam Merrill, Isaac Okoro, my dude, and Damian Jones. It was a great time. I didn't get a chance to sit in with Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland. Were you guys up there? I
was up there for some of it. Donovan Mitchell.
I was definitely. I was with you for Donovan, Sam, but not. Donovan a little bit of TT.
Our Sam Merrill.
Oh, and Tristan, I was up there for.
Oh yeah.
I'm heartbroken. I'm heartbroken that I missed the Sam Merrill talking about his hair products, but those will be on the podcast, right?
We did.
Yeah. And Sam, we talked to the president and the CEO of the Isaac Okoro fan club, Chase Smith. Talked to Isaac Okoro.
Yeah.
And I told him.
I missed it.
I told him, hey, Isaac, you don't realize who you're talking to. This guy, this guy is your number one fan.
Seeing him, he looked dejected. He looked defeated. And he did light up when I was like, dude, I believe in you. There was a visible change in his body language. I don't know.
You may be alone on that island.
And that's fine.
It's not that It's not that I disbelieve in him. It's just I don't see a role for him right now. Yeah. Unless what's his role?
I don't know, and I don't know if he's going to get any minutes. Sam,
I don't know that he will either because
with your 2 new wings.
He may not because they're going to have Strus, they're going to have LeVert, and they're going to have Niang.
He's going to get minutes. He's going to get 20 minutes a game.
I don't know.
Are you kidding me?
No way.
I don't think there's any way.
He's not just going to be iced on the bench. You guys are.
Isn't his nickname Ice?
Ice cold.
Yeah, I don't think that they tried to trade him this summer. They were unsuccessful because nobody would give them anything more than a second-round pick.
I'm taking this personally,
but I'm just saying. He's
one of the best perimeter defenders on the team.
No, I think he's the best.
He's probably the best perimeter defender on the team.
I mean, his goals. We asked him his goals, Sam. He said it's to make all NBA defense, all defense NBA. I don't know if he's
not going to get the minutes. Not at start. If Isaac Okoro's getting a ton of minutes, who are you taking out? Who are you not playing? LeVert?
They wouldn't say Strus is starting.
Strus is starting. He's going to start. That's why they went out and got him.
They would not.
They wouldn't pay that money to a guy.
Cannot confirm or deny that report, Sam Amico.
Well, hey, here's a question for you.
He's going into camp as a starter. If he might lose the job. But
here's a question we're not all talking about. You're talking about added depth. Does Isaiah Mobley make this team out of camp?
Yes.
Or do you think
does he make it out of camp?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would give him.
Well, he's on a
Tristan's
two-way
minutes.
deal, isn't he?
Is he? This is the
If
second
he's
year
on
of
a
his
two-way
two-way
deal, then yeah.
Yeah,
I would give him
but
Tristan's
I think you're going to
minutes
see a lot more of him this year, though.
I think he's earned it.
I think he's earned it. I think he's proven it too.
I think we'll see. Yeah, I think we're going to have to wait and see on that. You can't look. Everybody was all excited about the Browns DTR or whatever.
Who?
Because of the preseason, right?
Who?
Browns backup quarterback. We get excited about summer league stuff, and guess what?
Chase throwing shade at the Browns.
Summer league is like
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong.
NBA players playing against guys who are now bagging groceries.
Yeah.
So we can't get too excited about it.
I
And
am, because it
refuse
does a lot
to.
for their confidence.
I say that not so much off the summer league, just off of just his progression last year in the
I
limited time
think.
he came here.
Look, I think that you have to. You cannot go all young if you want to win. You just can't.
Yeah.
If you want to win big, what teams in the playoffs won big last year? Well, how did the Lakers get to the Heat, Lakers, Nuggets? These were all veteran teams.
Yeah.
The Celtics, they're all veteran teams.
Yeah.
So it's good to have some youth, but you can't come in and say, boy, Isaiah Mobley's going to take minutes from Tristan Thompson, because Tristan Thompson knows what it's like to go up against a Joel Embiid.
You're right.
He knows what it's like to go up, and that's not
Meaningful
That's not
playoff
a
minutes.
knock.
You're right.
That's
You're
not
right.
a knock on Isaiah Mobley. It's just
No, you're
we
right.
tend to get a little bit too excited about
I think
youth
that's-
when in reality it takes a while for youth. We saw. I mean, look at Darius Garland. First 2 years
Yeah.
was not good.
And look at the other Mobley too. Evan.
Yes, right.
And I agree with-
I think Evan probably, and I told this to Chase on the way up here. He probably struggled with Donovan Mitchell's addition more than anybody, because he went from now all of a sudden you have two dynamic guards that are kind of
Ball.
handling the ball dominant guards, and
Yeah.
I think as a young player, but eventually he adjusted, and I think
I think that's going to be the hardest for the fans and media to just remember, is that patience is key for this. It's still a very young team, and when you
Yes,
do
it is.
look at all the success in the playoffs, these players have been like 8-9 years, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and so it's still a very young team, and because there's so much promise and everyone's so excited, we may not see true Evan Mobley until 5 years from now, right?
Could be.
You don't.
I would
know.
hope not.
Right, but it's going to be hard for me, because I want them to be good right now, because I see the potential. I see what they're trying to do, and it gets me excited for a organization to have a plan. And I think being here today, it's clear the Cavs from the top down have a plan, and that's encouraging.
And to your point, Chase, I don't think the Cavs really had a plan this time last year, because there was just so many new pieces and they were still so young, which is why Kobe didn't put an expectation label on them a year ago. And then finally, after a year, you see where you are with these young guys. They get experience. You see Donovan with these leading this team. And now I think you can actually finally have a plan. And I think it's a good way of Kobe Altman and J.B. Bickerstaff have that approach to this team going into this season.
Yeah. All right. Well, that does it for our live media day coverage of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavs on the Break NBA podcast. John Sabol. Follow John on Twitter at John_Sabol. I think I got that right. Does that sound right?
You nailed it.
Whew.
After a few years, I think you'd memorized that, and you did. Good job.
Yep. And you can follow Sam on Twitter at HoopsWire. Almost said Amico Hoops. Man, that would have been a throwback.
You could say at Amico Hoops, because that's my personal account. Also at Wire Hoops. You're
Wire
close.
Hoops.
You're close.
Close.
Yeah.
You know what? Do you know what I was not close on? Ty Jerome's basketball history. That is not going to air.
That's
and
okay.
It's never.
That's all right.
He was very, very kind.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much. I'm going to add at the end of this episode all of our player interviews. I'm also going to upload those as individual mini episodes. And I just thank you so much for joining us. Be with us all season long, providing you the very best Cleveland Cavaliers coverage. You guys have a great start of the season. Mike Breen, take us out.
Congratulations, Cleveland. Your decades-long wait is finally over. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
All right. Chase Smith here, John Sabol, Cavs on the Break NBA podcast. Isaac Okoro. Isaac, man, would you consider yourself a veteran now? I mean, it's looking at the kind of younger team, it's pretty experienced.
Yeah, just every year I come in, I just feel older and older.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm 30-year-old vet right now. I mean, I feel like I am a vet now. I feel like I know the ins and outs of the NBA right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the coach and Kobe talked about a new offensive kind of like system philosophy. Has that been like fun to kind of dive into this summer, or how does that look in the start of the season?
It's definitely fun. It definitely gives a lot of people the opportunity to push the ball ahead, play faster, just be more involved on the offensive side.
Yep.
Isaac, I know this summer was, a disappointing start to the summer with the exit of the first round against New York, and then you guys throwing a lot of influx of other talent. What are your thoughts on the new additions of Max and Ty and George? What are your thoughts just in general about what your team has been able to do this past summer?
Shooters, people you name, they're shooters. They space the floor. They're able to knock down shots. They help the offense flow better. So when they come in, we just expect them to make a lot of shots for us.
What have you done in the off season? I mean, every year I see you, it seems like you look like you're getting bigger and bigger. Did you put more weight on this summer?
Just a couple, but I mean, I live in the weight room. Guarding the people I have to guard here in the NBA, you got to be physical. You can't be small or weak. You got to be physical. You got to be, just a pesky defender. So I always try to have that in my game.
Yeah, we talked to some players who have played in the G League, and one of the things we talked about is basketball is a physical game, but also like a mental game. Isaac, so what have you found that helps kind of keep your mind straight, maybe kind of eliminate some of that noise that a lot of people hear, not just about you, but just everyone? Like how do you stay focused on just balling? Like what are some things that you found to help you, Isaac?
I mean, usually when I have my friends around, they keep me calm and cool. I forget about the noise or whatever negativity people are saying outside, because I'm with them, I'm having fun. I'm still doing my work, but I usually have them around me more because they keep me calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah, friends you found here in Cleveland or friends from back home?
Just friends from back home that I've always grew up with.
Cool. What are some goals you have for yourself this NBA season? Like, do you have like goals you're looking to like hit?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely. Personally, I just want to be on an all-defensive team. I just want to establish myself as a two-way player, become more active on the offensive side this year. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, man, I believe in you. Yeah. I do. I'm a big fan.
Can I interrupt real quick? Because I got to say this. We've done this Cavs pod now a few years. Chase has done it since 2018.
Yeah.
And he is like one of your biggest fans and supporters. And so
I believe in you, bro.
He loves your team,
man.
And we love having you on here.
Yeah.
And I know this season could be extra special. We're glad you're a part of it, and thank you for taking the time. Chase, do you want to say anything else to your big number one?
Hey, appreciate it, man.
Appreciate
Keep
you,
balling, man.
Yeah.
Basketball's amazing. You get to play it for your job, which is really special.
Yeah.
And I'm pumped that you're a Cav. I am.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, bro.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right, Chase Smith here, Sam Amico, Cavs on a break. Amani Bates. Amani, congratulations on being drafted by the Cavs, man.
Appreciate that, man, for sure.
Yeah,
yes,
it's cool to get to know you. I haven't really had a chance to meet you, but you just love basketball.
Yeah,
you just love the ball, and you've been able to focus a lot on that. This is almost a perfect situation for you to be here.
For sure.
And so much about the league is situational and players at the right place at the right time. How excited are you to be here in Cleveland with the Cavs, man?
Man, I'm super excited, man. Just since I got here, since I got drafted, it's been all love from the city, from the players, from the coaches. So it's like I'm at peace right now, man. We just getting better every day. We grinding and we chasing something. So I'm locked in.
That's great. Kobe and Coach talking to the press. Donovan had a team camp, like kind of offsite in Nashville. Were you a part of that?
Yeah, I was there.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it was great, man. Just being around the guys, just going out, bonding with them. It's real fun. Just being around new guys, and everybody has the same mindset.
Was that the first time you had a chance to meet some of the guys on the team?
No, we went to Miami before we did that. Yeah, we went to Miami together, yes, sir.
That's
yes,
awesome,
sir.
man.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great.
Yes,
Very cool. Yeah.
What do you think, what are your strengths? What are you going to bring to the team? And, what do you hope to accomplish in year one?
Really just focusing on what Coach really wants. You know what I'm saying? Really just knocking down shots. Let me knock down shots, be able to play defense, rebound the ball, and just be able to take pressure off the guys. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's really just focusing on the simple things right now. Just trying to get better every day and improve my game all around. I want to be better all around, just defense, offense, whatever it does to basically enhance my game.
Yeah. How Amani, how do you keep your mind straight? How do you stay focused and refresh and just kind of like decompress? What are some things that you do to find that peace?
Workout. It's like therapy for me. Just being in the gym, seeing shots go through the basket, like this is the best sound. Yeah, the best sound ever. So that feels good.
I haven't played ball in a minute. I like shoes, sneakers squeaking on the floor.
Yeah,
like that's like a symphony to my ears, right?
Facts,
like
man.
That's that fresh wood lacquer smell. It's just like it gets in your veins, man. You just got to get it, man.
Especially when you get like adapted to it, you'll love it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, your summer league experience.
Yes, sir.
When you first got drafted by the Cavs, let's start there. Were you pretty excited and thought this is a good organization?
I was super excited. I was really excited. I was blessed, man. That was the best night of my life, for real.
And then when you got to summer league, what are some of the things that you thought that did it not say came easy to you, but obviously
for sure.
How did you feel like you fit in and
I had a chip on my shoulder going into summer league, so it kind of was. I wanted to turn heads there, so for me, I was just locked in the whole time. Like I wanted to win the championship. Like going out there, that's what I wanted to do. Like just to not to prove nothing, but just to show like I'm still the same basketball player. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to show I'm a team player, and like as you see, we came out on top. We all did what we were supposed to do, and we won. So locked in.
You like things like this media day? Is it a little weird, or how you feeling about what
I
you
love
have to
it.
do today?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I'm cool.
That's great.
Seeing
man.
all y'all, man, meeting everybody, it's fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
The players give you any of the veterans be like, hey, some tips?
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
that's nice.
They told me it's gonna be long. Just have patience.
Okay.
So I'm enjoying it right now. I'm having fun though.
Good.
For
yeah,
sure.
that's good. Well, nice, man. Well, hey, appreciate your time.
Bob wanted to ask him quick
Bob,
question.
Go for it, man. Hey, can you don't take a mic?
Were you able to add any more bulk or weight?
Yeah,
in the
for sure.
off-season?
Yeah, I got 10 pounds since I got out here.
What are you up to now?
I'm 185 now.
185?
Yes, yeah, I was 173.
Oh, really?
185
when
now.
you were drafted?
Yeah.
And you want to keep going with that?
Yeah, for sure. I want to get to like 190, 195.
Okay. And what about if you have to play in the G League this year? Are you fine with that?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's basketball.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Imani, is there a player you want to model your game after?
I want to say model, but look up to for sure. Like Kevin Durant, his pull-up dribbles, how he gets to the basket. Ja, how he come off screens. DeJounte Murray, he play defense. He know how to use his length.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum, know how to use his feet.
Yeah.
So just using different things, just trying to take out everybody's game for real.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Imani, thank you so much for your
Appreciate
time, man.
you
Good luck this year, bro. Appreciate it. Have a good time.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. Chase Smith, John Sabol here, Cows on the Break. Isaiah Mobley, Summer League champ. What's up, man?
What's up, you guys?
How you doing, bro?
Good.
This is your second media day, second season going into this. I mean, you learned a lot last year. Bouncing back from the G League and coming up here, then this past summer, instrumental growth for you. What are your expectations personally for you going into this season with the Cavaliers?
Just to be ready now. Now like you said, I've been through a season. I've grown a lot. I've understand a lot of what the NBA looks like as well as the G. And so now just really taking advantage of those opportunities. I feel like I did that last year, but that was still with a lot of uncertainty, not really knowing. Like I knew where I was supposed to be, but not sure about it. Now I feel like I'm supposed to be in this spot when this play is going. I'm supposed to look for this when I have the ball here. All those type of things. So when I get those opportunities this time, really put it into full effect. I don't know what the season's going to look like, how many opportunities and minutes and such like that I'm going to get, but when I get them, just be ready and contribute, whether that's, making open shots, guarding, making, offensive rebounds, whatever the team needs for us to win.
And I think we saw that confidence in Vegas. I mean, it was clear your game was different, and you just knew very decisive with the ball. One of the things that Kobe Altman talked about just a few moments ago was Evan's on a nutrition plan.
Right.
Is that something that you're also joining him on, or can you tell us about that a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we have different body types and all that stuff, so mine's a little bit different, but I was able to be included in that nutrition plan as well as the in-home weight room. So in the off season, I live with Evan in LA, and so being able to have that makes everything a lot more efficient, and I feel like it was a contributor in my summer league success and hopefully the success this season.
All right, give us the type of food that you're including now in your diet and something that you had to take out that you're bummed about.
Something I had to take out that I was bummed about. Probably not as much bread. Our sandwiches, stuff like that. Not as much bread, and something that's implemented more. I'll just say honestly, more fruits. I've always liked them, but I just never like, it's different when you have a chef, cut them up and they look all, nice and stuff versus doing it yourself. So I feel like those are the two differences.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. I got 3 kids at home, and my wife and I work, and I want one of those, man. I want one of those nutrition plans, bro.
For sure.
Yeah, maybe you can share that chef with us. That'd be nice.
No, definitely. No, shout out to Chef back home. She holds it down and appreciate her.
All right, Isaiah, thank you for your time, man. Good luck this year. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Chase Smith, John Sabol here, Cavs on the Break. George Young, welcome to Cleveland. We're so excited to have you on the team, man.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to be here. I'm really excited to be here.
So I think the best way to describe you as a person, from what I've heard.
Yeah, is loud, annoying, obnoxious.
No, like you're a guy. I've heard this from my buddy Ken over there, who you were just with.
Yes.
Ken Carmen. Is that you're just one of the guys. You are a guy you want to watch a game with and drink a couple beers and eat some wings. Is that not accurate?
Yeah, especially the eating wings part.
Yeah.
I'll probably eat all of them before you can even get one.
Very good, yeah.
No, I mean, I think I am who I am, and I've accepted that. I'm not trying to be anyone I'm not, and sometimes that gets lost in professional sports, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm a bro, I guess. That's what they call it. And I like to have a good time. I like to show off my personality. I'm not afraid to make fun of myself and hopefully make a ton of threes so the Cavs fans don't boo me.
Let's go.
What brought you here to Cleveland? What was the thing that attracted you to the most? And what did you know about the organization and what they were building here before you came here?
Yeah, obviously early on in my career when I played for Indiana, I had to come in here and get swept by the Cavs in 2016, which is a great year for the Cavs. And I just remember looking up and seeing how loud this arena would get. And obviously, the Cavs had their years of, being down for a little bit. And then you look at the last 2 years, you couldn't come in here and just think you were going to sleepwalk to a win. You look at the young talent with DG, Evan. And then obviously when Donovan came along, it was like, wow, they're really coming along. And then I think over the summer, just the combination of talking to Donovan, Kobe, JB, and the culture that they've kind of built here is something that I want to be a part of. You look at the trajectory of teams, and the trajectory of this organization and team is upwards. And for a long time, you have a ton of young talent and a ton of guys that, are now getting playoff experience, which actually, matters in this league. So I'm super excited to be a part of this team, super excited to start building because you don't find too many great guys in one locker room, and I feel like we have that in this locker room.
I have to ask, just with a personality like yours, you are so good on the mic. Have you thought about life after basketball? And this might not be
trying to get me to retire?
No, not at all. I'm just
trying to hire you.
You're so natural and comfortable. I have to think maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I've thought about it. I like talking a lot, so maybe if I can get rid of my uhs and likes, I'll have a career in this. But at the same time, I've done some work, behind the camera and tried it. But I'm going to save that for when I decide to call it quits, or these knees don't have any more trips up and down the court.
Right now, I'm more focused on behind the arc.
Yes, exactly. That line isn't out there for decoration, let me tell you.
George, I got a couple questions for you. One, what did Donovan do for you in the offseason? He was just talking. I asked him when he was at the podium how big of a impact he was for recruiting you and Max. But what did he do? What did he say to you?
I think the biggest thing for me is he was like, hey, I'd love to have you here. This is how we do things here. We're going to work. I think me and him have built up a great relationship before that where we were constantly in contact. And he was like, what you bring is something that I think is valuable and we need here or could use here. Yeah. And, the way he was describing the guys on the team when I asked questions about whether if it was DG or Evan or how's JB or how's Kobe, how's the organization, and he was basically like, hey, they're going to treat you extremely well here. This is a first-class organization. The fans are just as passionate or more passionate than any fan base there is. Yeah. He's like, they're going to let you know how they feel about you.
You've played for some good fans,
I was going to say, and me coming from Philly, I was like, I'd rather have someone tell me I'm sucking and get out there and try and be better than tell me I'm doing great and have me fall on my face. So he was a spearhead in that. And then, once free agency opened up and I got to talk to JB and Kobe, it was a done deal.
Well, enjoy your time here.
Yeah, man.
I know you said the wings part. There's a lot of good wings here in Cleveland.
Yeah, there is. I might need to stay away from them to start the season, but
yes, exactly. There's a good food scene here. That's for sure.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. Good luck.
Absolutely.
We appreciate
Thank you, guys.
it. Take
really
care.
Appreciate
Have
it.
fun.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, Dean Wade. Thanks for coming on Cavs on the Break NBA podcast. Appreciate it. What is your mindset going into the 23-24 NBA season here?
Our mindset is just kind of, we had a successful season last year.
Yeah.
But our mindset this year is just to be even harder, tougher nosed team than we were last year. And we got more weapons this year than we had last year, and it's it's an exciting season. I'm excited to see how we mesh, but our goal is just to be the most in shape, tough nosed team we can be.
How are you feeling with you feel like 100% ready to go at the start of the season?
Yeah, no, I feel good. Had a little shoulder injury last year, and that kind of did mess some things up. But I worked hard this offseason to get my shoulder back to 100%, and as of now, this is the best I've felt going into camp in a long time. So
that's great,
feel good.
man. I'm here with John Sabol and Sam Amico, Hoops Wire. John?
Dean, last year was not the year you wanted physically. I mean, after a promising season the year before, how did that hit you mentally in your focus? That had to be quite the challenge for you.
Yeah, I mean, mentally, especially coming off injury, when you're playing well and playing a lot, you get injured, and you can definitely get down on yourselves. But I'm lucky, man. I got a great support cast around me with my family and my wife and everything. But man, on top of that, man, the teammates they pulled me up, man. Even days I was feeling down and out of it, man, they helped me out so much. They pulled me up, man, kept me included in everything. That's the biggest thing is when you're hurt, you feel like excluded from the team. You're not with the team doing like all the practices and stuff. You're kind of out by yourself. So they included me in all that stuff, man, and it helped a lot.
Dean, do you enjoy media day? Is this fun, or do you just rather get in the court and ball? Like, how you feeling about today? Is this?
It's not my favorite day, but it's all right. It's not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah. Have you throughout your basketball career, have you ever just like had a moment where you're like, man, I'm playing basketball for a living? Like that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it's my moment when it hit me was like I was running out to warm-ups. And we were going against. It was when KD and Kyrie and James were playing with the Nets, and they literally all three of them were playing that game. Mm-hmm. And I walked out. I was like, wow, they pay me to do this. This is awesome. So that was my experience.
Cool, man. Well, I'm glad you're feeling great. Good luck this season. I appreciate you stopping by,
Yep.
Dean. See you, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yep.
Thanks, Dean.
Thanks, fellas.
All right, Jay Smith, Sam Amico, Cavs on their break here with Bob Finnan and Ty Jerome. Ty, welcome to the Cleveland Cavaliers, man. I think Sam had a question.
Yeah, my first question, which I asked you earlier, is you obviously came in here last year, had a big game with the Warriors, but now that you're here, what makes you feel like you fit in well, and do you have a certain comfort level joining the Cavs?
Yeah, we've been working out together for a while now as a team. I think just the high-level character guys we have, and then when that ball tips, the competitive nature that everyone has. And it's a young team. We're still growing, and I'm very happy to be in a situation that kind of grow together, get better together, focus on the process. That's awesome. And then just having guys you like off the court is super important because we're with each other a lot. You know what I mean? And it's almost like a family for 6 months or 7 months. Obviously, we're trying to make a run, so 8 months maybe. You know what I mean? But
yeah, man.
It's important to have high character guys.
Cool. Were you part of that off-season workout in Nashville that Don Mitchell put together?
Yeah, we were in Greenwich, Connecticut, but it was fun. It was a fun week. We all went down there, ate together every night. Worked out together, just got to know each other some more. We got 4 or 5 new guys. It was cool just to enjoy each other's company.
Yeah. What do you think that you're going to offer? What are your strengths that you feel like I can offer this right away?
For sure. I think just trying to fill a lot of different different roles that the team may need on a given night, whether it's score the ball, some shooting, decision making, setting the table for other guys, running the offense, guarding multiple positions, just trying to be a guy that can bring versatility off the bench and kind of whatever the team needs.
Bob, did you want to get a question in, sir?
Would you say you're more of a 2 and a 1, or how would you describe your game?
I would say natural 1, but I like to shoot too, so that's a part of the reason of just trying to fill a lot of different roles on this team. If I'm in the game with DG or he has the ball, or Don likes to have the ball, or Karras is, they are all guys that are very good playmakers. So being able to slide off the ball and play next to them as well.
All right, hey, thanks, Ty. Appreciate it, man.
Of course, yeah.
All right, Shea Smith, John Sabol here. Cavs on the break. Sam Merrill. Sam, congrats. Summer League champs, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Dude, I loved that you got rings. I do.
And the rings are legit, too. They're
Yeah.
pretty nice. Like, I have an NBA championship ring
Yeah.
from my time with Milwaukee, and they're obviously not comparable, but it was made by the same guy. So the rings are pretty nice.
Dude, they've been in the news lately a little bit.
They have, yeah.
What was your reaction when you heard that Dame got traded to your old team, the Bucks?
I mean, I feel like we've become accustomed in the NBA to big-time trades like that, so just
Crazy.
not super surprising.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's a great player, and Giannis is a great player too, so it'll be fun to see how that works out.
Sam, walk us through a mindset, because you had a two-way contract last year, right?
No, I was actually just straight G League.
Okay.
Until I signed.
Until you signed.
Yes.
That could be a hard mental block for players to get through. How was that, like, mentally to, like, okay, I'm here, and to get to the next step? Like, I'm sure that was pretty challenging.
Yeah, it was tough, to be honest. Like, when I got cut from training camp by Sacramento, I knew I would have some pretty good EuroLeague offers, and in my head I was like, maybe this is the right move going forward. And my agent just said, "Listen, you haven't had a chance to play.
Yeah.
Like, rookie year,
It's a good agent.
Rookie year, didn't play a lot. Obviously, great team. Next year, get hurt. So he's like, "Listen, like let's go play in the G League. Just show people what you can do." And he's like, "I promise you, like something will pop." And it took a little longer than I was hoping. It wasn't until late February when I signed my 10-day, and then ended up signing for the rest of the season. But so it wasn't easy. But I really, really was glad that I made that decision.
The G League is not what it was. I mean,
No.
I know when they first had it, back when they first made it, years ago, about 20 years ago, it kind of had a bad rap. The talent pool wasn't there. It is not like that now.
Nope.
It is legit, feeder into the NBA, and there's been countless success stories of guys in there. As someone that you have been through that role already, does that ever cross your mind? Like, like I've seen guys that have, especially homegrown guys, like a guy like Dean Wade, your teammate. Cavs brought him in and has flourished a little bit. And I know last year for Dean, we had him on earlier, was a challenge for him health-wise. But for you to see someone at this organization get developed has got to put some major confidence in your mind.
Yeah, definitely. That's part of the reason why we were excited when the Charge drafted me with the first pick, is what they had done with Dean, what they had done with Lamar, and the fact that they had shown that they were willing to develop from within, because not every team's like that. So yeah, I'm really, really happy that I am where I am, because it's a place that wants to develop internally and has shown that they have the ability to do that.
One more basketball question, Sam. What role are the Cavs wanting you to look into this year? Donovan Mitchell's trying to.
Yeah, they want me to take Donovan's spot in the starting lineup.
Donovan, Sam said he can shoot better than you.
That's a fact.
I don't know exactly how things are going to go, and that's different for everybody. But I feel like I'm in a place where, whether it's playing right away or not playing right away, or having to sit for some time. Like, I feel through my first couple of years that would have been a lot harder for me, but now I'm so confident and almost comfortable with where I'm at that I know that when that time comes, whenever it may be, I feel like I'll be ready to contribute. And like you said, like, we all know what I'm here to do, right?
Yeah, and that comfortability and just assurance of knowing, that's got to play huge dividends on the court. Like, oh my gosh, just with decision making and just being comfortable with your style, who you are, and your role, it's got to be huge. One more thing, Sam. Should we ask about his hair? Like, what hair products you use?
I mean,
because that's a nice hard part there. Sam.
We're both hair guys,
it.
and we're taking some. We like the nice finely coiffed lettuce game here.
I just get so bugged when it's moving around during a game. I don't put a ton into it. I just my barber back home, he has this just pomade that he has.
Let's give him a shout. Who is it?
His name's Marcus Mays. He does a perfect haircut for me. He's up Logan, Utah State, where I went to school, and good buddy of mine, and he does a great job. It's just a little pomade. I just throw a little in there, and for some reason it sticks.
I'm a big pomade guy. Chase, you are too?
Yeah, well, I have a leave-in conditioner I use.
Oh, you let that stuff simmer.
Yeah, just kind of let it. Sam, thank you for your time, man. Good luck this season. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Sam, take care, buddy. Appreciate it. Good luck.
Hey, Chase Smith, Sam Amico, John Sabol, Damian Jones here. Caps on the Break, NBA Podcast. Damian, thanks for joining the show, man.
Appreciate you having me.
It. Yeah. How do you feel about media day? Is this a day you look forward to, or would you rather just be on the court and ball? How do you do talking to a bunch of random people?
It's cool. I mean, it's really the start. it's about to start. Like once you do media day, you know everything is like about to get going. So
yeah. So walk us through, because I don't think a lot of people know like the cycle of an NBA season. Have you had practice yet? Have you had like conditioning? Like where are you at in the like team kind of like program here?
So yeah, we had like conditioning, workouts.
The beep test.
Beep test. Got the beep test. Had that. Went through it, and now first day of training camp tomorrow. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what training camp's going to look like?
Yeah, 2 days. Pretty much some 2 days I see. So that's all I know.
Has training camp been the same? So you training camp with the Lakers last year, right? Is where you started.
Mm-hmm.
And you expect it to be very similar to like your experience there?
It'll probably be like a little different. I feel like we got like more younger guys on the team here. Our leaders, so like, probably
you're a leader
like
now.
Yeah,
That's you're talking
crazy.
about your.
Yeah, so I mean, we're gonna be going. Probably get going a little more.
Yeah.
We talk about like being in shape and being conditioned. So I figure we like doing a lot of fast paced things and just getting going early.
What are some of the things that you can add to the team? Obviously, last year, playoffs, even the regular season, needed another big guy. Energy, toughness, athleticism, which I haven't watched you a little bit. Those are kind of the things that you probably bring. But are you excited about this opportunity when it comes to, knowing that you're kind of filling a team needs?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be great. I think just everybody working with each other through the year. We're gonna get to know each other even more, gain more chemistry, and I don't know. I feel like we had some great pieces to the team, and I think we should go the distance. So
yeah, man. You and Donovan talk much about Utah. Do you guys talk about any like favorite spots or anything?
We haven't talked much about it because your George was there too. I was there for like a shorter period than those guys, but there's some good spots out there. A lot of hiking. I do a lot of hiking stuff too. So
nice. Yeah. One of the things we've touched on with a couple of players is just how mentally challenging this game and business can be. And so I'm sure hiking is a great way to like reset your mind and clear your mind. Is that kind of how you like get your mind right?
Yeah, like it's chill. Like I mean, especially like when you're out there by yourself too. Like good scenery, you're just out there chilling. I mean, it's like a serotonin, I guess.
Yeah.
You're just out there chilling, just taking in the scenery and stuff. It's good.
There's a national park around here, right? What's the name of that?
I don't remember.
Cuyahoga Valley.
Cuyahoga Valley National Park. Some good trails there, man.
Yeah, I'm taking my dog down there, one of these days.
What kind of dogs do you have?
I got a Belgian Terrier.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what that looks like, but it
it's
sounds
like
cool.
It's like a smaller German Shepherd. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
How did it work out that you ended up signing here? I mean, you probably had a couple options.
Actually, I got traded here
that's
from
right.
Utah. Yeah,
that's
so
right. So you didn't have a choice. So
Yeah.
you were happy to reconnect with Donovan, I would imagine.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Me and George were teammates in Golden State for a bit. So, but I knew Donovan for a bit too before that. So it's good. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, Damian, have an awesome year, man.
Yep,
appreciate the time and good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, bro.
Thanks for coming on.
Appreciate it.
All right, Cavs on the break here. Chase Smith, John Sabol here. Sharif Cooper. Sharif, man, we were talking off camera. It was just so nice to get to know you, man. From Atlanta, drafted by the Hawks, here at the Cavs. Second year on the Cavs.
Yes, sir.
You were mentioning right before Sabol joined us that there's a lot of turnover in the G League. How are you preparing for that, being with the second year with the team? Like, are they looking forward, like, hey, like, Sharif, like, some leadership here? And, like, how does that, like, how's that looking this year for you?
I mean, I feel like the experience and the growth that you have within, a full year in the NBA, like, it's unmatched. So, coming in as a rookie, you don't know anybody, you don't know no plays, you don't necessarily know, like, reads and what to expect. So, when you come into your second year, it's like, okay, I know it a little better. And then when you have a full year in your second year and now you coming into your third, it's like, I know it. So
and the G League the past couple years, like, public perception has changed. Like, it's like it's not a negative thing now. It's like, come here, grind, like, two-way contract, and then on the bench, and then you never know when it's going to be, hey, Coop, we need you in the game, man. And then it's Coop time. I want some Coop time. I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready for it.
You got drafted by the Hawks. You're from Atlanta. It was kind of cool to play for your hometown team. We're just talking about how, Pete being from Cleveland here has get a chance now to kind of grow his career with his hometown team. You're a Southern kid, though. You went to Auburn, right?
Yes, sir.
See, he knows, man.
How big of a boost did playing in a big SEC school like that help you in your progression into the league, being drafted in the second round a few years ago?
I feel like it helped me a lot. The SEC, so many NBA players there. You're almost playing against NBA competition every day. They're athletic, tall, long, lanky. So having that experience and having that, high level of play for a full year, I feel like it helps you a lot when you come to the NBA and they're also tall and long and, strong. So it's like it's kind of a jump on the NBA a little bit.
Yeah. Sharif, are there any veterans who have taken you under their wing and is texting you and helping you kind of navigate what this looks like in the league?
Lou Will, my first year, he was like my vet.
Yeah.
Solomon Hill, he got traded within half of the year, but he was like my vet in the NBA my first year. Now, Donovan's a great leader. DG is a great leader. I speak to them a lot. And that's kind of the main two right now.
Yeah.
As far as the new team, we don't know necessarily because the year hasn't started, but
yeah, those
are a couple names.
Yeah, cool, man. Well, hey, I appreciate your time here, Sharif. I know there's a lot to do today.
Yeah.
Don't take too much of your time, man. I really appreciate it, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate
Thanks.
it. Yeah.
We're good.
So, Pete, this has got to be your first. This is your first NBA Media Day experience as a player. I don't know if you've ever been tagged along as a kid with your dad. He probably was retired before you were born, I'm sure, right? But your brother, I don't know, did you ever come to any Media Days?
I did not.
No,
so
never
did.
What is it like here to kind of being around everybody and getting pestered with questions from us?
It's really cool. I think it's surreal, honestly. It's you think about just always, playing on the floor and, dreaming about being in the NBA and what it means. But I think just seeing all the behind-the-scenes work that goes into this and makes the whole, kind of machine work has been it's been really cool to see, and it's just a dream come true.
Yeah, Pete Nance with us here on Cavs on the Break NBA podcast, alongside here Chase Smith. Chase, it's interesting to think about this. This has got to be the first time on Cavs on the Break that we've had a sibling of a former player. Because, think about it. Larry, his brother.
Yes.
And, of course, his dad as a Cavs. Is it weird being in this building, looking up and seeing your dad's number above you?
It can be. It can be for sure. I feel like I basically grew up in here. I've been coming here ever since I was a little kid and watched some really meaningful, big-time, Cavs games in this building. So it's really cool to be in here as a player.
Heading into the season, what direction are the Cavs organization giving you to help you be where you need to be as the season goes on?
Yeah, I think just giving me an opportunity. I think that's the biggest thing. Just the Cavs being able to give me an opportunity to showcase myself and showcase my ability, and let alone it being at home where I'm from, with my family, being able to watch in the stands. I think it really is a dream come true.
And it's super encouraging to see the Cavs start building this culture of people who are working hard and just having this attitude of, hey, I'm going to come in, I'm going to work my tail off. And I think so much the NBA is situational, right? Are you in a right spot to succeed, and how does that work with the team? The team had a lot of success in the summer league. Mm-hmm. Are you looking at the G League, or where were you going to be here when the season rolls around?
Probably majority in the G League, and I'm really excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
Be able to, really get some really good experience,
yeah.
And I feel like the G League used to have a bad rap for whatever reason, but I think it's especially in the recent years, I think you've seen a lot of success and a lot of players
yes.
really make big time roles and big time careers for themselves coming out of the G League.
Public perception has changed with a lot of two-way contracts that turned into a legit contract,
exactly.
And so we're very, very cool, man.
Exactly. Thank you.
I got to ask you a question. You grew up here. You're a Cleveland kid.
Mm-hmm.
You went to Revere High School. You played at Northwestern and then North Carolina. You've had big-time college experience. You had a fun summer league experience with the Cavs. And you're with the organization that is near and dear to your family's heart, and this is home for you. Have you had a pinch me moment yet?
Not yet. I think being able to put on that Cavs summer league jersey, I think was really, really cool. Just knowing that, I was able to just play games as a Cavalier. You know, this summer I think that is obviously something that I've dreamed about for a long time. But you know, I think also just being able to, you know, it might not be the same, but I think being able to be the first Nance to bring a ring to Cleveland, I think was, you know, I think that was a pretty big moment for me. So that was cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That is pretty cool. You know, a lot of people actually, when they watch the summer league, was kind of surprised that they gave out rings and shirts and everything. I was.
I love it. I love it.
It was I was shocked, and the ring is like really nice. I mean, obviously summer league is really cool, but I wasn't expecting it to be. You know,
I love it.
Yeah, it was really fun.
I got to ask you this, and I think I know the answer, but beyond the obvious answer, what is your favorite Cavs memory rooting for this team as a fan before being, you know, with this team now in the last like 6 months? Obviously, I know you're going to say 2016 championship, but was there like a memory that you have at all that you remember growing up watching? Was it LeBron? Was it maybe when your brother got traded here?
I was here when LeBron, against the Magic in that playoff series, when he banked in that three from the top of the key.
Yeah.
I think it was to win. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I was here for that, and that was probably my biggest memory in that. I remember that because LeBron, after that moment, he was always my favorite player, but that like locked him in as my favorite of all time. So that was really cool.
Really cool. Well, hey, thank you for your time, man. I really appreciate it. Good luck this season. I'll be rooting for you, and I appreciate the time.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.